Welcome to SBN Mother's Day edition. Happy Mother's Day, all you moms out there. M. Soden, happy Mother's Day. My mother, happy Mother's Day. Alpha, happy Mother's Day. Season 94, week 3 is here, and it is time for my top 10. So before we get into my top 10, I wanted to talk. I wanted to take a look at some of our sponsors. Thanks to these guys, it's one of the reasons that we can do what we do. Of course, we have SB Network, providing quality podcasts and broadcasts and all sorts of cool stuff. So thank you, SBN. Alpha Unfiltered, he does a fabulous job with that Unfiltered program. Usually it's a weekly show. And then Allied Plumbing and Heat, a name you can trust out of the Colorado Springs area. These guys provide outstanding plumbing and HVAC services. If you guys are veterans out there, they do offer a 20% veterans discount, so check it out. And then The Huddle with Big Al. Currently our top rated show, our most watched show. He does it bi-weekly. Just runs down just the stats of every league. It's really a fabulous show. I enjoy listening to it, especially while I'm driving to work or commuting each day. I like listening to that. I'll even listen to it a couple times because there's just a lot of information out there. League Crawler does a lot of work to ensure that leagues have active owners. If you're looking to recruit anybody, I would check with League Crawler first. If you're not a member of League Crawler, you need to get on board. Check out the movement he's got going on. He's been doing this for a long time, and it's one of the reasons why Soden Bowl is as successful as it is now is because of the hard work that League Crawler puts in. Discord. If you guys are running Madden leagues out there, or if you're into gaming, or you just like chatting with some cool people, check out Discord. Discord is what we use for our league chat. A lot of other leagues use it out there. They have a lot of cool features. We subscribe to the Nitro program. I would highly suggest you guys look at the Nitro program for Discord. It's just a few bucks a month, and it's worth it. You can upload GIFs. They have all sorts of like a gaming library on there. If you guys can play games while you're waiting to chat with somebody. And then YouTube. Obviously, our number one platform here is YouTube. That is what SBN is launched on. We are a part of the partner program on YouTube Gaming. It's a great way to get your voice out there. If you're those leagues that might be watching this, if you guys want to take your league to the next level, I highly suggest doing it through YouTube. YouTube partnered with Google. It's just a great platform to get everything out there so people can watch it on the go, watch it mobile, watch it on TV. Madden Accords. We are an affiliated league with Madden Accords. We really enjoy the job that Madden Accord does. Madden Accord really kind of brings the same thing that League Crawler does. They have a huge community of gamers, of Madden gamers, and if you want to go in there, maybe you want to pick the brain of some of the other leagues. Myself, XCFL is another great league out there. The Grown Folk Network, Grown Folk Online Community, OMFL, just outstanding leagues. If you guys want to pick the brains of some of these guys, Nate from OMFL, they just do a fantastic job. I mean, their rules are really cool. They have a lot of suggestions. Or if you're just looking for a league to play in, you PlayStation guys, Grown Folks right there on the banner. We are affiliated with them as well. PlayStation owners, we only offer an Xbox only here at Soden Bowl. If you guys are part of a PlayStation community, I highly suggest you check out the Grown Folks online community. They do an outstanding job of anything and everything Madden. They have PUBG, Call of Duty, golf. They have a whole slew of games you guys should go check out. And then last but not least, Daddy Leagues. Again, much like having YouTube and Discord and all these great features. Daddy Leagues kind of brings it home. They give you the ability to not only have your own website for your league, but also a place where you can have NFL.com style stats. Virtually real time as long as you're exporting that league, and they have full instructions. You can really modify that website to make it your own. They have chats on there. You can embed YouTube videos. It's really cool. So I would definitely check out Daddy Leagues, and it's really cheap to use. We use it for 2 to 3 leagues each year. We absolutely love it. Anytime if a trade pops through and I'm not by the Xbox and I want to check this guy out, I just go right on to Daddy Leagues. I can see my whole roster. I can see all the attributes. I can see the stats. It's really cool feature. So yeah, thank you very much, sponsors. Season number 94, week 3 is upon us. Let's take a look at my top 10. Now, before I get started on my top 10, Soden Bowl owners, if you guys want to earn 100 SBPs, comment now on the comments section of this video. But in order to get your 100 SBPs, I want to see what your top 10 is right now, week 2. Give me your top 10, and I will award you 100 SBPs. So again, go on the YouTube channel. Obviously, you're watching this video there, unless you're watching it streaming live on Discord or on our website. Go onto YouTube on the comments section and give me your top 10. You can tell me why, but you give me your top 10, and I will give you 100 SBPs for submitting your top 10. So without further ado, here is my top 10. Number 10, the Cincinnati Bengals and Coach Y-Rock 1. This is Y-Rock's first time making it into the top 10. And he is a beast to play. Now, he did have an unfortunate season last year. He didn't do as good as he could have. He did stay competitive. This is the type of owner that can beat anybody in the league. He does have kind of a roster challenge team last year. This year, he's done a good job of shoring it up. Currently, Andy Dalton has 562 passing yards. He has 6 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. He has a rating of 114.6, and he's completing 63% of his passes. That is not bad for 2 games. Now, if you look at this Bengals team, they do have Carl Lawson. Lawson leads the league in sacks. I want to get that out of the way. He has 7 sacks in 2 games. This just in. Block Lawson, guys. Come on. Looking at this Bengals team, they currently have the 6th ranked offense, scoring 29 points per game. And then they have the 22nd ranked defense, scoring about allowing about 25 points per game. Now, the general rule of thumb is when you have a high, pure octane offense like this Bengals offense is emerging into, you are going to give up some points and some yards on defense simply because other teams' defenses are going, or other teams' offenses are going to be on the field, and they're going to be trying to play catch up. So, with that being said, this Bengals team is a force in the NFC North. Steelers, Ravens, Browns, guys watch out, man. This guy's coming for blood this year. He didn't make my top 10 last year, but he probably should have. And I really believe that this Bengals team at 2-0 is going to be a playoff team this year. So moving on to number 9. Number 9 is one of my most favorite players to watch in Soden Bowl. This guy is dynamic on both sides of the ball. So number 9, I have the Chicago Bears Crowd Pleaser 90. He's 2-0. So if you can say being 2-0 is a bit down, for him it is. And mainly because of his defense. Now, this was the number 2 ranked defense last season. His defense right now is ranked number 19. He's allowing 23 points per game on defense. That is unheard of for a crowd pleaser defense. He has the number 11th ranked offense, and he's scoring 25 or 26 points per game. That is also very good for crowd pleasers. So he is offsetting the lack of maybe defensive production with some offense. But speaking of defensive production, Khalil Mack is number 2 in sacks through 2 games. He has 6 sacks and 2 forced fumbles. He's only chasing Lawson from the Bengals, who has 1 more sack than him. The trade for Odell Beckham, he is the number 1 wide receiver right now in the league. In 2 games, he has 326 yards receiving. So this Bears team has really opened it up on offense. And oh, by the way, they have Andrew Luck at quarterback. One of the biggest trades to happen in last season during the draft or right before the draft. So the Colts sending him Andrew Luck was absolutely huge. That is my number 9 team, the Chicago Bears, crowd pleaser 90, and the Mac attack. So let's move in here. At number 8, we have a rookie head coach, Rye McBreezy, with the Philadelphia Eagles at number 8. Carson Wentz. Wentz has 384 passing yards through 2 games, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. That's pretty good. He is 2-0. So he's completing 66% of his passes with a passer rating of 98.8. So with a team as talented as the Eagles, that is a very good stat. But let's look a little more in depth here. This is the number 1 defense through 2 games in the league. They are allowing just 6 points per game. Now on offense, they are scoring roughly 18 points per game. That ranks them number 21. I do expect these offensive numbers to improve, but it doesn't matter. The Eagles are 2-0. They're winning football games. They are in first place in the NFC East, and this team is for real with a rookie head coach that a lot of people haven't seen game film on. So it's going to be interesting for me to see how this team does, as more owners tend to see what maybe has a couple things he falls back on, a certain style of play. I know Triple Aries is one of these owners with the Dallas Cowboys. He is somebody that will find a weakness, and if he does, he can exploit it. And let's not forget about Big Mike and the Washington Redskins. He is another good owner that he can find a way to beat you, and he can beat anybody in the league. But right now, I have the Eagles at number 8. Ryan McBreezy, who's getting it done with the league's number 1 defense. Let's move into number 7 here. Number 7, the New England Patriots and the Super Bowl champion, T. Hoyt, 51. He is promoted from the Raiders defensive coordinator to the Patriots head coach, taking over a Patriots team that Tom Brady did come back. He is playing. He hasn't retired. And he's having a pretty good year. So that Patriots team has the 3rd-ranked offense, scoring 31 points per game. That is amazing. They do not have Julian Edelman. They do not have Rob Gronkowski. They do have 2 rookie tight ends. But you're looking at this Patriots team, and when I look at it, I see Sony Michel. Sony Michel in 2 games has 132 yards, 2 touchdowns. But he's averaging 5.5 yards per carry. That is something that T. Hoyt does day in and day out in every league he's in. He acquires a running back, and he averages 5+ yards per carry. He combines it with good defense and outstanding user play. Let's not forget he does have James White too. And White he's almost a wide receiver, but that dual threat ability is going to make T. Hoyt a tough out, especially in that AFC East. So the Patriots sporting the number 3 offense. They do have the number 24 defense. They are allowing 26 points per game. So I do expect to see that to improve a little bit as T. Hoyt installs his Super Bowl winning defensive strategies that he brings over from Oakland into New England. So I have the New England Patriots. They are ranked number 7. They sit atop the AFC East. Let's move into number 6. Number 6 is another rookie head coach. That would be Pepper New York, Pepper NY, his New York Giants, and rookie quarterback from is doing fantastic. So Jake Fromm, as you can see here, it looks like he's going to hit that tight end on that deep seam right there. This guy's been money, 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 money. And I did mention that the Eagles are in first place. They are. However, the New York Giants are also 2-0, and they are tied atop that NFC East. Let's look at Fromm's stats here. So the rookie quarterback has 371 yards passing. He has 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and he's completing 66% of his passes for a quarterback rating of 102.5. For a rookie quarterback, that is fantastic. Much like a Peyton Manning, he is getting it done. He's completing passes. He does not have Odell Beckham Jr., but he doesn't need him. Looking at this team, they have the second-ranked offense with a rookie quarterback. He is scoring 32 points per game. This Giants defense is ranked 23rd. They're giving up 26 points per game. There is a bit, their offense does kind of make up for that defense, but like we said before, when you have a high-octane offense, a lot of times you do give up yards on defense. But he's winning football games. He is 2-0. He is tied for first in that NFC East. So let's look in. Now we're getting into the top 5. At number 5, and new to the top 10, we have, happy Mother's Day, Monica, we have the Los Angeles Chargers at 5, coached by M. Soden. This team is playing lights out right now. They really upset an AFC powerhouse week 1 in the Miami Dolphins, and Mr. Witness took them out. Just a solid effort from a Chargers team that is pretty good roster-wise, A+ defensive-wise. They did pick up some offensive line help in the offseason. They still have Phillip Rivers, Keenan Allen, the usual names. But this Chargers team, when you look at this Los Angeles Chargers team, to me, Hunter Henry sticks out. Henry is establishing himself as maybe the league's premier tight end right now. He has 9 receptions through 2 games, 161 yards and a touchdown. Now, yeah, that's not great. That's not like Odell Beckham with his 300 and some odd yards, right? However, he is making clutch plays. He's winning football games. He is moving the chains on big third downs and big situations for this Chargers team. Melvin Ingram also has like 4 or 5 sacks on defense. Joey Bosa coming around the end. I think he has the most quarterback hits out of anybody in the league. He doesn't have the most sacks. He only has a couple sacks, but he is hitting the quarterback and hurrying passes. So this Chargers team is ranked 8th in offense with 28 points per game. They are ranked 7th in defense and only allowing 15 points per game. They are giving up yards, so that's why they're not in the top 5. However, when you look at this team on defense, they are only allowing 15 points per game. That is going to win you a lot of football games. So the Los Angeles Chargers are currently tied for first in the AFC West. Let's take a look and let's move into the number 4 team. This team is also tied with the Los Angeles Chargers for first place. We have the Denver Broncos, coached by myself, S. Soden, sitting at number 4. Looking at this team, you have Steedham, the rookie. Well, he's not a rookie anymore. He was a rookie last year. He comes over. He takes over this offense. He was the number 1 rated passer and the highest completion percentage passer in the league last year, taking over where he left off. Steedham has 400 yards passing, only 1 touchdown on the year, no interceptions. He only threw 6 interceptions all last year. So, think of Tom Brady early on in his career. He does elevate the ball deep, but he's probably only throws deep maybe 10% of the time, 15% of the time. He will dink and dunk you. He does have excellent midfield accuracy, so he does throw somewhere in between 9 to 11 yards is his average. So he does, he will hit you enough for a first down. He doesn't like to throw the 1-2 yard passes like some of the other guys do, but he does complete a very high percentage of his passes. So currently he has 400 yards passing, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, a 107.6 quarterback rating, and he's completing 72% of his passes. He did pick up some weapons on offense. He has Galladay, Rob Gronkowski, Noah Fant, Lindsey out of the backfield. You can see Lindsey on this play. Looks like that's going to be a check down to Lindsey. I don't see any defenders out there in the flats. Looks like Von Miller's coming in off the edge on the practice squad here. So he does have that good vision. They do have Westbrook out there, a wide receiver, Sutton. So a pretty decently high-powered offense compared to last year. They were last year's #1 defense by a mile. This year so far, they are not the #1 defense. The Eagles have that. They do have an edge over the Broncos right now, so we'll see how that plays out during the year. But currently, this is the 17th ranked offense, scoring 21 points per game. So that is an improvement from last year as they ranked 19th. So they are doing much better on offense here. On defense, they are ranked #2. They're allowing 10 points per game on average. Last year, they ranked just a hair over 7 points per game, so slightly higher on defense. However, they did beat the Kansas City Chiefs, someone they failed to beat in 2 games last year, so they did beat them in Arrowhead. You're looking at this defense, Bradley Chubb. He is #3 in sacks with 4 sacks. And speaking of quarterback hits, Von Miller is 2nd in the league in quarterback hits. So Von Miller getting it done on the edge. So I have the Broncos ranked #4. Now moving into #3. #3 is another rookie head coach here. #3, I have the Los Angeles Rams, coached by Lurk God 201. So we're going to start calling him LG here. So LG, you're earning yourself a nickname mainly because you are inside the top 5. Congratulations, you now have a bullseye on your back. So looking at this Rams team, this is a very good team roster-wise. Looking play-wise here, he has the 15th ranked offense, scoring 22 points per game, and the #3 defense, a hair behind the Broncos. And I mean a hair, it's just a couple yards and 1 point. Separates him from, from the 2nd rated Broncos to the #3 rated Los Angeles Rams defense. This Rams defense has a ton of talent. Aaron Donald, just to name one. They are #3. They only give up 11 points per game. Looking at the stats here, Jared Goff is having a great year. He has 392 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. So if you are not turning the ball over, you are playing top-notch, top 5 defense, you are going to win games. This Rams team is 2-0. They sit atop that NFC West. Jared Goff is completing 63% of his passes and a quarterback rating of 108.2. Seahawks, 49ers, Cardinals. Watch out, guys. The Rams are coming. But speaking of the Cardinals, at #2, I don't know that I can remember the Arizona Cardinals ever making it into my top 10. Not only are they in my top 10, they're in my top 5. They rank #2 with another rookie head coach, King X Booker. The Cardinals are 2-0. They sit atop, tied with the Los Angeles Rams. Looking at this Cardinals team, they have the 7th ranked offense, scoring 29 points per game. The #5 defense, only allowing 13 points per game. Mind you, they do not have Patrick Peterson. They do not have Josh Rosen. They do not have Fitzgerald. However, they have players that can win football games. Looking at this Cardinals team, they did pick up Matthew Stafford from the Dallas Cowboys. Stafford has 355 passing yards. He has 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, a rating of 99.2, and he's completing 63% of his passes. What the Cardinals do have that separates them from the rest of the pack offensively is the #1 running back in football, David Johnson, 224 rushing yards in 2 games. So that Cardinals team is grounding it and pounding it. They have a solid veteran quarterback in Matthew Stafford who can play well off play action. This Cardinals team is for real. #2 team in the league. Somebody that is going to win a lot of football games. I think between him and the Rams, that is going to be a fun division to watch. So moving into my #1 team, #1 in the league, we have Kylo Ren. Hugs and kisses. #1, the Green Bay Packers. He's doing fantastic. The #1 rated offense, 33 points per game. If you're going to score 30 points per game, you're probably going to win just about every game you play. But he is sporting the #8 defense, only allowing 15 points per game. He has the biggest gap between points scored and points allowed in the league. He is doing a fantastic job. He is the NFC's. He's the champion of the NFC, the runner-up in the Super Bowl. He really, honestly lost on a missed field goal. So had he made that field goal, he would be the Super Bowl champion. But don't let that fool you. He is playing. He's playing for real again this year. The only game that I've ever seen him lose was that Super Bowl. Again, he's undefeated. He's 2-0. He sits atop that NFC North, the Black and Blue division. He's got the Bears there with him. The Lions, the Vikings, a tough division. He's playing fantastic. Aaron Rodgers has 375 passing yards. He has 6 touchdowns to just 2 interceptions. He has a rating of 123.8, which is the highest of all my starting quarterbacks that have more than 10 passing attempts. And he is completing 76% of his passes. Again, that is also #1, beating out Steedham with the Denver Broncos, someone who led the league last year in rating. Aaron Rodgers has taken that over this year, and he doesn't look like he's going to let it go. So my #1 team, and the team to beat right now in Soden Bowl Sim League, is the Green Bay Packers and Coach Kylo Ren. Hugs and kisses. See the XOXO there. So sorry, man. It's your gamer tag, not mine. But yeah, so I have those Green Bay Packers. They are my top team, really, of the season right now. So going back and kind of looking through it, so far this season, it's early. It's only week 2. We just moved into week 3 today. This is about the time you can start to see some of these owners and how they're going to do with the draft. You're still going to have a few owners playing over their heads. Week 3 kind of shows us maybe who the front runners are a little bit. Then once we hit about week 8, then we'll have a pretty good idea of what the playoffs are going to look like. At least what our #1, 2, 3, and 4 seeds will maybe look like. But, in an NFL season, week 3 is far too early because they just got out of preseason. But to me, week three is really, really symbolic of who's going to be successful during the season. We are going to have some tougher matchups here. I don't know if the Chargers can hang. I don't know if the Broncos can hang. The Cardinals, I do know that the Packers are going to be there. I do know that T. Hoyt's going to be there. One team that I'm missing from my top 10 here, the Jacksonville Jaguars. They are only 1-1. However, they are a top 10 caliber owner. We do have Triple Aries that's missing from the top 10 here. So I do see this list getting jumbled a bit, and some of these normal names reappearing here on the top 10. But for right now, we had 10 undefeated teams at 2-0. So therefore, I have 10 teams sitting in my top 10 right now. All of them are undefeated at 2-0. And I didn't bring any one-loss teams in right now. Maybe that'll change next week as some of these teams play each other. I do know the Denver Broncos have a tough matchup traveling to Tampa Bay to face a very good Bucks team. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But, yeah, aside from that, guys, let's not forget that your activity inside of Sim League. Your SBPs is how you are going to be placed in our Madden 20 team draft. So basically, your activity level, I'm going to look down that leaderboard 1 through 32, and the top 32 people, you're going to get invited into our Sim League for Madden 20. And our top rated person, he's going to get the first pick, or she. And then we're going to go down the list and we're going to go from there. So make sure that you guys are staying active. And again, I will award 100 SBPs to everybody who posts their top 10 in the YouTube comments. So let me see your top 10. Who do you think the top 10 teams are right now entering week 3 in Soden Bowl Sim League? That's all I got, guys. I'm out. Later.